What's so funny?
I'm trying to do 3, 2, 1, go. Every Wednesday night, we have a get-together, which we call an open house to our virtual members-only clubhouse at quickfixgolf.com. And tonight, we're going to go over just a couple of things that we saw at the PGA show, which was just held just this past week in Orlando, Florida. And we have Tom Stravinsky with us, Darren DeMaile, and myself, Bobby Lopez. Tom hasn't seen any of this. Darren and I both went to the show, and we'll see what Tom's opinion is of some of these products. And it might be interesting for you to see, what was available at the PGA show that we thought was worth looking at. So, Darren, why don't you take over from here?
You got it. Did you enjoy the show, Bobby? Did you have fun down there?
Well, I had fun thanks to Leanne.
There was a lot of walking, that's for sure. A lot of walking. All right. So here's one of the things, Tom, that we ran into. It's called Gold 5 Weights, and it's a putter system that allows you to move around weights to different parts of the putter. And I thought it was pretty unique. I'm a big fan of, very high MOI. And in case you don't know what that means, it's the twisting ability of a golf club when it's hit off center. And years ago, we had Clay Long on, and he talked about the response putter Jack used in the Masters, and that had a high MOI. So there's very, very little twisting there. So I thought this was interesting. You can kind of change around that MOI in different places of the putter.
So MOI is moment of inertia, is it not?
Yep.
Does the player get all that, or is that something you fit for them?
Say that again?
Is that something that the player gets, or is that something that you would fit to a player?
Well, you could do both, actually. You could play around with it, for those golfers that like to tinker a little bit. And
so they could buy the whole weight system kind of thing?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. There are people who would definitely buy that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep. And a couple different model heads, but in general, what do you think of, where you want to put the weight in a putter?
Yeah, but is there the one thing that you'd ideally want is you want a way to test it, not use what it feels like and looks like, but have either a ping, the ping putter tester or something on your putter to see if you're actually getting better results or you just think you're getting better results. That'd be my question. I mean, I know what I like. I don't putt good with what I like, but I putt better with a high MOI putter. I don't like them, but I'd putt better with them for sure. So that'd be the thing I'd wonder about. Would you, who's telling me the right way to do it?
Yeah. And what I find is that with today's putters, you can pretty much hit it anywhere on the face.
Yeah.
And you're going to get good energy transfer. Compared to some of the putters of Bobby's days with the Chico, what was his name?
Chico's Tomahawk.
The Tomahawk putter.
It looked like a Tomahawk. You ever seen one of those, Tom?
Oh, absolutely. I had one.
Did you really? Yeah. I might have been the one to put it together. I used to work in his little. He had a little warehouse that he had rented out, and I played golf with him, and he gave me lessons during the day, and we played golf, and then we went there, and I would have to make his juice. They had to put the carrots and celery in the juicer and make him his juice, and then I just start putting shafts in for the putters. I mean, you had a putter head, you put the shaft in, you put the grip on it, voila, there you were. I mean, it was pretty easy.
Would something like that be cost affordable for an average player?
Things are so expensive nowadays. Your average person, they got to be a tinkerer.
Yeah.
But
cool idea. Really cool.
Yeah, the ability to move around that weight, I think, is pretty cool. And with today's putters, you can hit it anywhere on the face versus putters gold, and you still get the ball to go the distance that you're looking for. Okay, next up.
How much did it cost? Did they tell you?
Oh, yeah, I don't know that off the top of my head. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. It's not cheap though.
No.
Okay, slope vision. This I thought was an interesting concept. It's a play on the plumb bob. Have you guys used the plumb bob at all? Have you ever use that?
Yes.
Oh hell, he tried it, but from my point of view, it's the scientifically it's not scientifically proven. Put it that way for plumb bobbing. But I'd like to hear about this. This got some interesting look to it.
So the premise here is you can see the little like ruler that they have there. So the percentage of slope, and it's going to be dictated off of a 35-inch putter.
Right.
And if you're going to make little marks on your putter with the black Sharpie here for the different slopes, percentage of slope. So you're going to mark off 0 and 1 and 2 and 3, and you keep going back on your putter. And then what you do is you hold the putter straight up and down.
Okay.
And you're going to put it right on where the golf ball would be. And the putter's going to swing one way or another based on the slope. And the amount that it moves is the amount of slope that's there.
Right.
It's a very interesting concept because, a putter that's on a level surface is straight up and down. And then when you start to add slope to it, the putter's going to actually start to move off of center. And how much it moves off the center is going to determine the percent of slope there. Now, is the average golfer going to use this? It's going to take forever for them to figure it out? Pacing could be 10 hours if somebody's kind of using this. It's a key in my thought process here. There's a lot easier ways to figure out percentage of slope, but
what that putter in the picture is not gonna plumb straight. It's gonna want to have some toe hang. So that you take that into account when you're measuring it. I don't know the answer.
Yeah. So in the demonstrations that they had, you just got to make sure that the face is square there. You see this putter on the right. You can see all the little notches on the bottom of it there.
Yeah, right, yeah. But that putter is going to want to toe hang some just because of the way it's designed. So
yeah, exactly. Yep. It's definitely going to want to turn one way or another depending on the putter you have. So not sure if I bought into this one, but a unique idea.
Unique idea, yeah. If you know the percent, it does make it a little easier.
Yep.
Yeah, but a slope could change in a 30, 40-foot putt, a couple of times.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when you do determine the percentage of slope, you're going to determine it from a certain point. And what Aim Point prescribes is that they want you to use the middle third section of the putt. So the first third and the last third you're not going to use, and you're going to get your slope off that middle third of the putt. So, yeah, you're right, Bobby, but they teach that the middle third is the most important part of the putt, and that's where you have to get your slope from.
Probably because that's where the ball starts to slow down.
Yes. Okay, next, the swing sling.
Wow. I had one of those when I was in cell block D.
What's that, Bobby?
I said I had one of those when I was in cell block D.
Yeah. Wow, there's looks like a lot of stuff there.
They walked me out to lunch with it on too.
It's tough to go into your pocket to get your wallet with this thing on.
Yeah.
I had to wear one all the time.
The swing sling.
One of my feelings on swing guides, if it doesn't have a face attached to the club face, you're not really learning golf. Golf's got a club face that's got to rotate. If you don't have that, can you use the club with that? I guess you can, right? You can hold onto your club and swing it.
Yeah, for sure. You can hit balls with this. Yeah, absolutely.
Hit balls with that. That would be tough.
But like, what happens if we put Jack Nicklaus in this? You think it would work for him?
That right elbow's kind of close to his side right there. He didn't his elbow up in the air very high, is he?
Yep. So this is it's good for some people, I guess, but it just depends on your own body.
The question is, what pattern is it teaching? It's teaching some kind of swing pattern. Is it the pattern that's good for that player or not? You don't know. I mean, it looks like it's going to be fairly shallow, fairly flat when he's got his arm tied to his side like that. It's hard to say, but I haven't seen the whole demonstration, obviously, but he looks like he's going to be pretty round and pretty low.
Yep.
To be Doug Ford.
Yeah.
That's for some players, like you said, it's good for some players, I'm sure.
I remember when I was like 10 or 11 years old, I used to hear all the time, Nicklaus will never make it because of the flying elbow. He'll never make it because of the flying elbow. He's not going to be any good because of the flying elbow.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't do bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's more flying elbows than not.
But you know, there's some methods out there like a stack and tilt. Stack and tilt wants you to keep that elbow tucked. They don't want that elbow flying.
Absolutely. And right. Like I said, to me, it looks like it's going to get you to swing kind of stack and tilty kind of around. Not much arm raise if you look in that from where his arm is tied to his body. So that you need a lot of shoulder tilt to get that right arm up in the air, could be tied to your side.
Yep.
I hate to wear that thing in August.
You're gonna need the extra large one, the version, Bobby.
Well, when it comes with a fan.
The question is, what happens when you take it off? Are you going to remember it? That's one of those things. You take those off, does it feel the same? No, but can you reproduce it? I don't know. Interesting idea. Someone's banking on it, making them a lot of money.
Let's move on.
Never lose your tea again.
This is the worst thing at the show.
I thought I'd seen everything. I thought I'd seen everything. Don't lose your tea. You want to lose the tea. That's why they sell more teas. I didn't know if you hit a good shot. Your tea has to go backwards if you hit a good shot.
Yeah, for $19.99, I don't get this one. I don't buy into it. But
$20 for a piece of rubber.
If you get people that are like people like these teeny teas now that are like $2 a piece. So yeah, you don't want to lose your tea.
Yeah, those martini teas. Yeah.
People are buying them like crazy. They love them, and they're like I said, they're expensive. So maybe this is the answer. I said it'll be a big seller at Tupelo.
Yeah, there you go.
Never lose your tea again. Unbelievable.
All right, moving on. All right, this is where I have problems. So this.
I saw this. I saw this. Not at the show. I saw it at the range. Somebody had one.
All right.
I've seen this before.
So this wedge claims to create more spin.
Why?
And here's my problem with it. You know, it's the micro grooves that they have here. Anytime you have a groove, you're taking away ball face contact. So you think of it in terms of a NASCAR. The tires are flat, so you have more tire touching the racetrack. And what this does here, at least in my opinion, it takes away some of that friction that a tire would have on the track. It's the same thing with the ball. Now, if we were playing off of tees and in perfect lies everywhere, we would never need grooves. I get the point of grooves to channel away water and debris and things like that. And when you have a brand new wedge, the grooves are a little sharp. It'll make the ball spin a little bit. But once you wear away that newness of a wedge, the grooves are only good in certain conditions. So I don't see how this is going to create more spin. I think it's actually going to create less spin, at least in my opinion.
You're right about the grooves. All they do is channel the shit away from the ball. Excuse my English. A wedge with no grooves would spin it more technically if there was no grass interference.
Yep.
So I see where you're going down with that. They all claim it. I kind of don't see it either.
Yep. You can claim anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I claim to have more hair now.
I saw it in person. I didn't like it.
Yep.
I thought
but yeah, people could say anything they want out there. Yeah, Tom, you would have really enjoyed some of this stuff here. These new fitting systems, specifically with irons. So, Cobra and maybe he was paying, I forget the other company. They've got like a sure fit hosel for an iron. So you can turn an iron into 5 degrees up. You can turn an iron into 5 degrees flat. I don't know how they're doing it, but
you're playing irons, all your irons, not just a test iron.
No, all your irons. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can technically make your long irons or your short irons flatter and your long irons more upright, etc.
It's
And we said dial it in.
yeah, I
That's
don't
cool.
know how that works.
That's cool. That's
But
cool.
they figured out a way to do it. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's pretty
you know,
cool.
the average golfer, what are they going to do? Start messing around with their?
No, but as an instructor, it'd be good. You saw a guy set of golf clubs. He can grow with the clubs,
Mhm.
right? You need him to get a flatter lie. He doesn't have to go. You don't have to bit the bending tool out or try to bend his iron. You can actually start getting his clubs flatter as you want, or whatever, which way you're moving them, depending on the student. He doesn't get to touch it. You take the tool away from the student, but you'd have the ability to kind of, dial in his irons, if you will, dial in his miss to get away from his miss with that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's got potential.
Now, unfortunately for us, the demo day was raining all day and it was really cold. So we didn't really get a chance to see a lot of this up in person. This some of the stuff that I read online, but it was very, very interesting to see where they're going.
That has potential for sure. They've been talking about that. That's got a lot of potential there. I see a potential for that being a good thing.
Yep. Okay, I bought some of these for Bobby and a couple of naked lady tees as well.
No, those
that makes me nervous. I won't be able to swing.
Good for indoors.
I won't be able to swing. I won't be able to concentrate on my swing.
You know how expensive these booths are, and they show up with bottle cap tees.
I don't know. It's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. It's not just the booth, but you got to stay there. You got to get a hotel. You got to eat.
Yeah, just to sell bottle cap tees.
You got to get a flight to get there and be delayed 9 hours. Yeah, you won't believe this, Tom. Darren gets fed up with waiting for his flight, so he rents a car and he drives from Myrtle Beach to Orlando, and he beats me by 2 hours. And I flew.
I believe it. I
was at the airport at 2:00. I didn't get in till like 2 a.m.
Yeah. Darren got a car at 8 a.m. Got there at 4 p.m. It was a great day. A little sightseeing along the way. Stopped for lunch. What a great day.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Can you imagine what this is here, Tom?
Wasted wedge.
Do you see on the wedge the shaft there? There's little shot glasses. So you get together 4 buffoons. You pour a little whiskey in the shot glasses, and you take the shot at the same time.
We had a booth. They actually paid for.
I get it. Wasted wedge. There you go.
Yes.
More shots, more fun. Well, then you're going to drive the golf cart drunk,
Yeah.
right into the water hazard,
And you
and get eaten by an alligator.
I hear, yeah.
You can see in the background the poster. It was wasted wedge. Best new product at the 2024 show. I don't get this one either. How many of those can they possibly sell?
I know someone paid how much for a booth for that little space? They paid a lot of money for that little space. For that. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasted wedge. Unbelievable.
All right. Gonna take a look at some video here now. So I thought this was interesting. These kind of putting tracks. And one of the problems I have with a putting track is it teaches you a certain method, a certain way to move the putter. And I think everybody's going to be a little bit different in how they want to move the putter, especially depending on the length of the stroke. So have you used any of these before, Tom, in your teaching?
Yeah, I have. I've got a couple of them. I've used the putting arc, was a big deal for a while. These look like they're pretty straight back, straight through. I can't really tell from the picture, but they look like they're an arc to them, or they straight.
They're straight.
They're straight. And straight back, straight through. I mean, there's somebody said about that. Depends on your setup, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I guess for certain, I like the idea of the line. I like the string over it. I like that idea. That's pretty good.
Yep.
I think it's good for 4-footers.
I don't know if I'd buy one, but there's definitely worse things you could work on.
Looks like it'd be good to use for 4- and 6-foot putts.
Yeah, short putts. I see a lot of value in it for that, and that line is great over the ball like that. That string, that's a good visual for everybody. That's not a bad thing, I don't think.
And then there's also, if you can see it, there's a little gate that you put the ball through. And one of the things that Tiger Woods does all the time, every time he's putting, he does a gate drill.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. So
gates are good.
Yep.
Yeah, I see there's value in that thing, I think. I'm not sure I'd buy one, but I think there's value in it. I think it helps
they're expensive once again. These are like probably $300-400. So
$300 or $400.
Oh yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh yeah. Comes with a travel case though.
Oh, excuse me. $300 or $400. Not on. For that, I'd rather 3-putt.
The tent?
So these are the quick up nets.
Oh, this guy was good.
Yeah.
This guy was good.
We had a conversation with this gentleman because, our online stuff, people need nets at their house. And this net was so convenient to put up and down. It didn't take you much more than 10 or 15 seconds to put it up or put it away. It was very, very.
It looks like you're going to hit into the net too. Looks like you'd hit into it. You wouldn't miss the net.
Yes. Yep. And they had two different versions. They had a small version and a large version there. And I think the large version was like $289, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But I think, a lot of our members, you got to have a net in your backyard if you're going to be learning, remotely. So hopefully we can partner up with what was his name? Do you remember his name?
Bobby.
Bob. This guy, his name was Bob. His father's name was
Bob. His name was Bobby.
And then his brother was Robert.
Robert.
Imagine all
Bob
that.
And my other brother Bob.
Bob, my other brother Bob, and Robert and Bobby.
Yeah.
And they're all married to the same girl.
Right. Well, when I was working for Nicklaus, Jackie's first wife, guess what her name was?
Barbara.
Barbara, right? So you had Jack Nicklaus and Barbara, and then you had Jackie Nicklaus and Barbara. So it's just a funny story.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I used to know Barbara. I just never got her pregnant, so we never got married.
So, Bob, you like this one here. You'll like this one here.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Look at that.
Right, so the ball, Tom, it spins on the tee.
Okay.
It spins on the tee.
Because
it's on Teflon, right.
That's got to be an expensive tee.
Yeah.
Now
that would work well with the you don't want to lose this one.
What's the benefit?
How much was it? Do you know?
Oh, Leanne, how much was that tee? Do you know?
It cost too much.
Leanne says she bought 3 or 4 of them, so it wasn't that much.
What's the benefit?
We'll have to try them out.
What's that? Why?
All right, you're gonna love this one, Tom. Because
Okay.
as you get older, you start to lose brain cells. You start to forget things.
Oh, absolutely.
He's picking on us. You know that.
The tally tumbler.
So check these out. So
What
these
is this?
tumblers are it's a scorecard, right? So on the top, you've got the different holes.
Yeah, 18 of them, yeah, and then the score.
And your scores, you can just kind of turn them in place. So you got this hole, you did this, and that hole, and then
Give me a break.
Wow.
yeah.
Give me a break.
I need one of those. The
Let me tell
tally
you something. All my years playing golf as a youngster, we everybody knew you were 1 over, 2 over, 2 down on the press.
Yeah, it's easy if
You ran it through your head. You didn't put it all down.
15 over. We need stuff like that,
Yep, and you can also count how many beers that you've drank too. So
There you go. That's what it's for, I think.
or how many beers you drank.
Yeah. The tally tumbler.
Unbelievable.
Yep. What will they think of next?
Tally tumbler.
I got the tally mindset. Have you ever seen that one? The swing trainer? I have to show you the tally mindset.
Oh.
To go with the tally tumbler. Perfect.
And that's kind of, a little summary of what we saw and some of the things that we did there. We missed you there. And
How many square feet did Callaway and Taylor have? Like huge?
No, not really.
no.
No.
You know who had the huge spots was pickleball.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, they had the biggest spots.
They had the whole pickleball court. They had 4 or 5 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
That was really big there as well. The pickleball.
Yeah, if you're a club manager and stuff, you have tennis courts. Yeah, pickleball is a deal, man. Turn your one tennis court into 2 pickleball courts, you get twice as many people. Volume.
Sure.
Yeah, and they call the line next to the net the kitchen.
The what?
The kitchen.
The kitchen.
You got to stay out of the kitchen. You can't hit it while you're in the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know. You know the rules now, Bobby. You're a pickleball player. So.
No, I'm not a player yet, but I've walked on YouTube. I've watched, what the rules are, so we can start playing. We got it in Christmas. What, this is end of January? We still haven't used it.
That's still cold up there. You'll use it soon. Don't worry. But I don't think at this year's show had the most people that I think in history is
Really?
what they're saying. But to me, I don't know if there was like one big. You got to have this. You got to take this home. A lot of it, Tom, was simulators.
Yeah,
that was really big.
Yeah.
There's
Yardage guys. Yeah, high tech stuff.
And we saw a lot of robot caddies, which was interesting there. And one in particular, we sat with this gentleman at breakfast when we were sitting with your friend. Remember what he was doing, Bobby? He had a golf cart with a camera on it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what
video your swings along the way?
Exactly. So you position the camera and you could look at your swing later, and they had all these different concepts that they were trying to
that would be for us, for an instructor. You got a student, that'd be cool to have them have that. You come back, they could say, hey, I'm hitting it good on the range, I can't play the golf course. Let's see what it looks like, man.
Yeah.
Get some pictures on the golf course of your swings. That'd be good as an instructor to have that feedback from your student for sure.
Yep, because there's no better place than on the golf course to kind of see where your bad habits.
You on the range, you go to the course, shoots 97.
Yep. So that was simulators. Kind of the robot caddies. Anything else, Bobby, that you could think of that that impressed you?
Well, we did a big reach out to get Latinos to play golf. They'll be sorry because there'll be lots of stuff missing from the pro shop.
Yeah, you're allowed to say that. You're allowed to say that.
And not only that, wait till they start driving the carts. Oye, Juanchito, venga rápido.
Yeah, that was another thing too they had there, Tom, was they had a lot of battery companies selling these lithium batteries that they claim are a lot better.
Here's the star of the show right here.
There you go. Wah! You just have one cat?
2.
You got 2.
The other one's not here, but that's the male.
So they're not lonely.
Battery companies, like golf cart batteries.
Yes. There was a bunch of different, and they're big areas with these batteries and whatnot.
You know what was missing? There used to be before club heads, and there were a few shafts, but there weren't that. Yeah, there weren't that many shafts that I saw. There weren't that many shaft companies, but you didn't have club heads and.
No.
Nope. Didn't see a lot of the big grip companies like Lampkin or any of those guys there.
There was 1 or 2 grip companies that they were from. They were Japan companies, but
yeah, a lot of Oriental companies there had a small booth.
Yeah,
they fly all over there, dreaming that they can.
Yeah,
because the show is so short. Wednesday was real busy, like Darren said, but then Thursday backed off. I thought a lot.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, Friday was dead. Just wasn't much there.
Friday. That's the best time to go because Friday afternoon or Friday late in the day, people are just giving away stuff. They don't want to pack it up.
Yep,
Dude,
that's
shaft
true.
companies are handing out shafts and clubs. They don't want to take the shit home with them. So
That's
you in the car, Darren, you're gonna clean up Friday afternoon, man. They're giving away everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they do. They don't want to pack it up. They got to pack it up and send it.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah, you missed it.
Is it too late?
You go right there, closing
Late.
time on Friday, and you get free everything.
But I was surprised there weren't more shafts and more components. And I was trying to find a head that would be a light, maybe a head that was maybe 185 grams.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like I said, that's kind of a lost art. That was a big deal years ago. They're making their own clubs and putting, assembling clubs now. It's kind of a lost deal. Nobody does it.
Yep. But that was our time at the show. We met a lot of neat people, and we picked up quite a few guests for our Wednesday night shows,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We got
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's going to come on, which is
Yeah.
cool. We got Warren Botke that's going to come on again. We had Warren on one time, and we ran into him, and he wants to come back on again. So we ran into quite a few people that would love to be on the Wednesday night show. So that was another big take that we had. So
That's really good.
yep.
And we saw Mickey Mouse.
That was worth the trip alone.
I ran into one guy. What was this one black gentleman there? That he was a caddy or something at the Masters at one time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I really didn't know what was going on with him.
But he knew Calvin Pete, and he knew Pete Brown, and all these guys that I played golf with as a kid.
Yep.
Calvin Pete. Always tell people say I knew Calvin Pete when he was just Calvin Pete.
And Lee Elder, right? That's what he had on
Lee
his
Elder, yeah, Lee Elder.
his jacket.
Pete Brown. Gene Clapp. There was one they used to call Biggin. I never knew what his other name were. He just called Biggin all the time. And I tell you, they were serious about their golf game too, and they could play.
And they would gamble, right?
They would gamble.
They weren't afraid to throw a few bucks on the line.
I'm telling you, that's how I fed myself. It's better than working at Burger King for $1.35 an hour back in those days.
Mhm.
I could win $20, $40, $60 in an afternoon, which was a lot of money to me then.
Yep.
Of course, I could lose 20 or 30 bucks.
$50, we got $10 in your pocket, Bobby.
Yeah.
The old Trevino line, playing for the money.
Maybe Trevino did that, but I'm playing with a bunch of big black guys. I'm not going to go around with $10 in my pocket and bet 50. I might not make it to the parking lot.
Being here in Charleston for years, way back when, I used to hang out at Charleston Municipal Golf Course here, and used to hang out with a lot of the black dudes and play with them and stuff. And half of them played left hand low, like Jesse Owen with Jesse.
Oh
Owen?
yeah. I remember Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owen. What was his name?
Charlie Sifford. Remember Charlie Sifford?
Yeah, but these guys played cross hand. They played left hand low all the time.
No, it was Owens. Owens played back down.
Owens, yeah, I can't remember his first name. It wasn't Jesse. He was the runner.
No.
Left hand low.
I have to look it up. But we got to get one of them on as a guest at one of the shows that we have. Too bad we didn't get the phone number of that gentleman, because he would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Because he knew all the guys that came up through the tough times that were tough. A lot of those guys, Charlie Sifford, those guys, they put up with a lot
Yes, sir. They sure did.
to play. So
Playing in the dirt tracks all over America, and they finally got to play these nice golf courses on tours. That was quite an adjustment from where they came from for most of these guys.
Charlie Sifford with that cigar in his mouth all the time.
Yeah, dark time in our history. These poor guys had to play in basically dirt, but better now.
All right, Tom. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us tonight. And
Pleasure. Yep.
And we're going to post this on the app.
Yep.
Share it with anybody who's got the mobile app. And that's about it.
Good night. See you guys soon.
Okay. Have a good night.
Join us Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock. Don't forget, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Same link.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Uh-huh. Oh, come on now.